559 Fights is kind of like no other event out there because it's really the place of a fighter's career. We get to share in the experiences of those young fighters' dreams, and I think that is felt throughout the arena.
I'm excited to be back. What's up, motherfuckers?
Probably the best energy, best run show, like hands down. That's where the professional and the big leagues are at. 559 Fights, that's where all the big dogs come out to play.
I always say it's the closest thing to a pro fight as you can get. I mean, I've been to some pro fights and it's not even as live as the amateur fights.
Like every dynamic of it, from the weigh-ins, the way they handle the weigh-ins, to getting it short and sweet for the fighters to get back to getting their food in their systems and rehydrated. You know, it's amateur California, so same day weigh-ins is kind of hard on fighters, but 559 Fights, they really know how to get everything ready for all the fighters and all that, so it's a good year.
I've been to events, UFC events, Bellator. I've been at the Save Mart Center. I've been in Sacramento. I'm gonna say it's top 3 of all events I've been to, man. It's crazy, man. The people that go there, they really blow it up, man.
And I've always tell people it feels like an electric home environment, you know, when you go to like a high school football game, college football game, that home type of energy, that feeling. That's what I feel you get with 559. You get to see a lot of these guys go to that next level. So for me, it's always felt like a home type of electric feeling. It almost feels like I'm going back to my old high school and I'm wearing a Letterman or something, you know, but it's just all the guys are getting to perform, all the gals getting to perform, and it's always a good time then.
The evolution from 559 Fights #1 to 559 Fights 119 that we're concluding the year with. I think, you know, we've just grown with the sport. We've grown as a staff, but we haven't forgot our roots. You know, we are a local MMA promotion that prides itself on giving back to the local community.
Freddie Mendez. I remember we drove all the way to Porterville to fight somebody in Porterville. I've never even been there. Like, I just remember it was a tiny venue, like a tiny venue. They fit the cage in there and like got the job done. And then now we're fighting in casinos. Like, kudos again to Jeremy for that. But the crowd's crazy and it feels like an actual full-blown event. It's not like just something pieced together just because you're like, hey, I want to throw on a show. It's like attention to detail and you know, everything's there.
Martinez, and all these people right here are your UFC family team. So, look at Jeremy Baker from 559 Fights.
June, debuting at Eagle Mountain Casino, doing our first pro fights together. For my staff, first event with the Eagle Mountain staff. The electricity there was like no other. It was really exciting to be out there, and the fights were just amazing from top to bottom.
People that are really in the community knew that that was a big step in the right direction, and congratulations to Jeremy. I know how hard he's worked to get his organization to that point, and I know how much I've worked to get guys into that same position to get them as pro athletes. It hasn't been easy, so having a pro athlete on that show was pretty cool.
I was able to sit back after all that work from the weigh-ins, cage setup and all that, to being able to just sit back and watch a show and watch us do what we've all been dreaming of doing, which is let's show UFC Fight Pass, let's show the community that we're at another level. And to be able to just sit back and just watch all the hard work play out and be there as a person who's just enjoying the fights like a ticket buyer, that was the one for me, man. That one just stood out.
felt like Kanye West in 30 hours, you know what I'm saying? Where he's driving all the way over to beat Matt Barnes, you know, that's kind of how I felt going to 559 fights, going to go see Nick Maximov, Anderson Ferreira over there in that main event. That was another one of those fights that I looked at and highlighted a lot going into 2025 calendar year. So overall, I really think that that 559 fights I believe it was 118, or no, 115. 559 fights 115 was my event for 2025. Just so much that was put into that event. Alexa Grasso, Brandon Moreno being the first ever hosts for 559 fights as a professional fight. It encapsulated the Central Valley, the Hispanic, the Latino roots that we hold so deep and dearly to our hearts over here. I feel like it was just the perfect swan entry. I like to say swan song as an out, but I really feel like it was a perfect entry into and a perfect inaugural show to go ahead and enter into the professional scene.
Barrios and Justin Moore probably was my favorite match of the year. I think that was an electric fight, back and forth. You know, it didn't end the way that our hometown fans may have wanted it to be, but I think it showed the real ebb and flow of what combat sports is all about.
Probably have to say Eric Arroyo and Germán Tabauda takes it from me, man. That was an absolute war between those guys. They brought it. So much emotion captured into that fight overall. I think too, the title being up for grabs, both those gentlemen putting so much work in the organization in years past and in time past. So I definitely got to say Eric Arroyo and Germán Tabauda takes my cake for the 2025 fight of the year, but there was so many great performances.
Barrios fight, man. The recent one that he just had, bounce back fight that he had at the Eagle Mountain Casino. When he finished duty, he already had a busted nose, still went out there and put it on the kid. And I think that's probably my best one for the year to remember. And then a couple knockouts from my guys that I had at the beginning of the year, especially Jackie Flores with her 2 dubs that she's got. You know, her last finish with triangle. Super ecstatic for her on that. All around, just a lot of good fights this year.
The fight this year that really made me excited was Ryan Fiorentina. He was at the last UFC Fight Pass, I would think it was October. He was going against Gianni. It was a title fight, and Gianni had just knocked out Moses Contreras, and it was bad. I know, in the back of my mind, it's like, this kid has dynamite in his hands, and we're going against him for the title at 509 Fights at an Eagle Mountain card, UFC Fight Pass, you know? And to be able to see Ryan go in there and just do what he did, it was like, and he kept telling me the whole camp, Rick, don't trip, man, I got this, I'm game planning. Me and Coach Gill are on this, me and Mike Breno are on this. And so with Ryan winning that title at that Eagle Mountain card in October, that was the fight that really touched down for me.
Any one of the fights that we were on, whether that be win or lose, any dethroned fight, those are all my favorite fights. I like them all.
There have been so many great fighters this year that have really kind of taken the spotlight. I think Jackie Flores Craven, really talented young lady who's come onto the scene. I think Robert Barrios went on a hell of a run, winning some big fighting sites. I think Gabriel Sanchez out of Madera went on a nice run, won some big exciting fights, always brings a huge. Can't forget about the little guy out there in Fresno, Sage Zacharias, who's come a long way, done a lot of great things, battled some adversity. He's definitely a fan favorite. I think it would be hard pressed to kind of decide out of those guys, but a name that I didn't mention is a guy that's headlining our final show of the year, and that's Francisco Hurtado, who I think is the absolute epitome of what an amateur fighter should be. Always does all of his medicals on time, always does all his paperwork on time, sells well, communicates well, makes weight, puts on exciting events, shakes everybody's hand, is a good person both inside and outside of the cage. You'd be hard pressed to find a better human being that's come through our sport.
Man, 2026, we're coming with fire. Man, we get in there, and although it's hard work, I believe every one of us that play our part, the cage team and the fans just never cease to amaze me.
I just want to tell my team, we had a roller coaster of a year, guys. 2025 was up and down for us, but we're gonna come back 2026 really strong. And then to all my family and friends, we love you guys. Let's go 2026, Christmas in May. Hey.
We're gonna continue on the road that we are. Everybody knows dethrone fights for 559 fights. That's what we do. That's our home. We do that for a reason, because we want to give everybody here, all of our fighters, the best opportunity possible to make it as far as they possibly can. And I believe wholeheartedly that is the best route, professionally speaking, business speaking, fight speaking, to the big show. And that's where everybody wants to get. Whether you like it or not, whether you like the pay or not, that's where everybody wants to be.
You know, appreciate the opportunity 559 Fights gave in the Valley. I really don't think, gyms would be where they're at if it wasn't for amateur MMA. And, it's a lot of hard work that goes into the athletes, and the same amount of hard work goes into the actual promotion and the event. They go hand in hand, and it shows. You're seeing a lot of professional athletes that do come out of the 559 Fights that are winning belts in professional organizations now. So pretty cool to see that they came from a local MMA scene.
The fact that I get to go into these rooms and sit with UFC fighters and be in suites with them and just do things that a kid from my town doesn't get the opportunity to get to do. It's a blessing every single day to be able to do it. And I think sometimes I take advantage of it in some senses, and I've taken a step back this past year, and it's really been awesome to go ahead and not only just take a breath in and look at everybody and look at all the faces that I've gotten to intertwine myself with, but also the connections and the relationships that I continue to foster. So I really want to say thank you to everybody that has continued their support for 559 Fights and looks to continue it going forward, not only into 2026, but going forward as we look into this great future that we have ahead.
Over the years, my staff has grown from 1 or 2 people to 5 people to 15 to 20 to 30. And I'm probably one of the most difficult bosses to work with on the planet. I'm super demanding, super rigid. I really try to drive and bring the best out of my staff. Our events taking off to the places that they're going right now, doing professional fights, getting casino deals, getting the UFC Fight Pass contract. None of that stuff would be possible without the development of these people and without their hard work. So big shout out to the staff for enduring another year of my asshole self and, continuing to grow and drive and push mixed martial arts in Central California.
559 Fights, baby! Woo!